This is Jordan Grace, and you're listening to the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
BWB, this is One Nation Radio. You better get it right. Rich Latta, James Boyd came to give them life. The Blackest Wrestling Podcast has come to kick all ass and drop it 6 feet if they kicking trash. Word, let me welcome y'all to something different. And if you dig it, man, you should let some friends listen. We be getting it in, this on the regular dude. Ravish and flow, but this shit rude. See, James don't rap, so I had to break it down. The whole network, man, we coming for the crown. Raps in the columns, I keep them both covered. Making the beats too, so the listeners can bump it. Hit us with the rating, yeah, I'm saying it's a 5. Before you hit it, talk, bob your head side to side. It's One Nation Radio, and this is the beginning. It's Rich, and I'm here with James. It's time to listen to One Nation.
We got to unleash the power of the pyramid.
This is Mike Sempervive from WrestlingObserver.com. Check me out on Wrestling Observer Live every day. And also check out your boys, Rich and James, on One Nation Radio.
Hi, this is Kenny Omega. We're listening to One Nation Radio. Check it out, guys. These guys know what's up. Big Kenny Omega fans, and that's all that counts to me. Goodbye and good night. Bang.
Hey, folks. Welcome to this week's edition of One Nation Radio. I'm James Boyd, and here we have Rich Latta. What's going on, man?
13 years of One Nation Radio. I'm in a joyous mood. James, how are you doing?
I'm in an okay mood. Joyous. I can't pronounce the word joyous. That's crazy. I'm here. I'm here. It's been a weird, like,
overstated.
It's been a weird week and a half for me right now. But yeah, as far as this, like, happy to be on the show. Happy to do this another week with you. 13 years. Goddamn. This show is a teenager now.
We raised a teenager here. Pause. But
don't look. You can't even pause this because you can't lie to the One Nation Radio. That Zumi's not One Nation Radio's child. You can't lie. We have a child. Oh, it's too late. It's too late. It's already happened. It's already weird. It's already weird.
Look, I'm just happy to be able to get up and do something I love, whether it's, taekwondo, rap, host a podcast, be married, lots of things, I just happen to, just enjoy getting able to do every day because you never know when you might take your last breath.
That is true.
Seeing how things are in this crazy world. So,
the chat's already calling us a team mom. That's nuts.
That's crazy. Podcast is about to start skipping school and smoking weed now. Wow.
Yeah, that's another
wow.
One. Yeah.
Wow. Is it time to sit the podcast down for the talk?
At 13, the talk's a little too late. Or are you talking about the other talk? You talking about the sex talk or the Black in America, Black around police talk?
I mean,
both of those are a little late at 13.
they've been hearing that one on this show for quite a while.
That's true.
But yeah, man, it's pretty wild to think about it. It's 2025. It is 9/11. Happy birthday, Alicia. Boom.
Yeah.
But
we have never talked about it in public, and I'm not going to explain it. We're going to move on. We're gonna move on. I'm sure they can figure that out. Oh man,
but
that's insane.
But yeah, man. Damn, Owen, our son, are Keepin It Strong Style daughter. That's funny.
I don't. What is Keepin It Strong?
Y'all decide.
Like Keepin It Strong Style daughter with Josh Smith around is that's, I don't know how that goes. I don't know how that goes.
So
it'd be fun. It'd be like, I guess the joke is like, if it was a One Nation Radio daughter, it'd be like, oh, of course, these motherfuckers watch women's wrestling, the Joshi or James in particular. So yeah, that's right up their alley. I guess they had to flip it to make the joke even funnier. Okay.
Yeah. Is the podcast about to start doing crack defending House of Torture? We are not. I promise. But I guess, like, I didn't really have like anything really like planned or like the 13th, like O&R. I said a lot of the stuff that I would say.
What do you get the show for the 12th anniversary? What do you do? What do you do? Like, what is that? They say like after 1 year it's this, and then after 5 years it's 10 and 20.
Yeah,
like 13 is an odd ass year. I don't know. We got special planned.
So
Mac and cheese
I
cake.
figure. Like I said, all the sentimental stuff that still stands on some of these, big anniversaries, like the 11-year show was pretty emotional. The 10-year obviously was up there. We had people send audio in and all that. So, the live subscribers, I guess the people that are joining us in the Twitch chat, I'm going to like put this responsibility on y'all. So like any questions that you guys can think of, like you guys have, like I would probably say, this segment, we can take like 20 minutes or whatever. If you want to ask us any live questions, kind of like a live Q&A about the history of the show, anything that we, remember or anything like that, just start throwing your questions away in the chat. Just shoot them off, take a long shot, to send them at us.
Caleb's not here, right?
I don't believe he is.
All right, Caleb sent us some out-of-pocket shit. How big is Batista's dick? Oh god!
Yeah.
Grow up, man.
This one will be for James because I've never seen anime. It comes from Aspiring Shoulder. Favorite anime you've seen? If you watch any in English, your favorite anime English actor?
Like for dubs, I don't really. I've never watched anime enough to have a favorite actor. Or like a favorite voice actor, so I really can't give you that. But if you want to ask my favorite anime, like basic bitch here, Dragon Ball Z. Sorry. Like after that, would probably be like Voltron or Gundam Wing, like super basic stuff. Like this, like who's your favorite superhero? Okay, Batman or Superman or Spider-Man. That's basically what I just answered it with, Rich. It's like the most basic shit. Like, who are your favorite rappers? Jay-Z, Biggie, Nas. Like, I just hit him with Tupac. Like, I just hit him with that. I'm sorry. Like, I never watched Cowboy Bebop. Like, my anime stuff is like very limited because like basically the sports took over and I became a sports nerd. And then like when you watching baseball 6 days a week to watch, your baseball team that then does a tribute to Charlie Kirk after he gets assassinated, you'd be like, well, I waste a lot of time on that one. But yeah, just
how shocked were you by that?
I wasn't shocked because the next you sent it to me and then like a couple minutes later on their Twitter they were like, oh yeah, tomorrow the president will be in town, will be there for at Yankee Stadium. I was like, oh, I see what happened here. Yeah, so I was like, all right. It's all nasty. All nasty. Yep.
So
yeah.
King of the North, when is the old James going to come back and review some Joshi?
Ooh. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not that there's anything's changed with Joshi. It's just been busier. So it's like to make room for more things, you gotta kind of jettison other things. Like I told Rich this, like I'm unspoiled on this, so don't hopefully I can get around to this. But like for weeks, I've been unspoiled on the last night of the Grand Prix and also like the last 4 matches of the Corcoran Hall before the Grand Prix. I'm still stuck on that. Like that's how far back I am. That was through the 23rd. Yeah, I'm way back. So hopefully I can catch up on that. I can find some time. But it's hard because unexpectedly Florida State like it's going to be a good team this year. My weekends are kind of tapped. But yeah, I'm gonna find time because I got to get through all that before and catch up because we're getting towards that Sumo Hall show and everything else. And I don't know who the winner is, and it's gonna be eventually someone's gonna tell me and spoil it. So I can't believe that hasn't been spoiled to me yet. So I just been lucky. So yeah.
Last night, what a period of AEW made you want to quit, non-Punk related? MJF versus Adam Cole in Wembley Stadium. When I watched that show, I walked down I do this shit. My office is on the second floor. I remember walking down the stairs and basically telling Catherine, like, I don't know if I want to watch AEW anymore. Like, when that match happened, I was like, I can't fucking believe this. Like, I was just completely
even though the rest
disgusted. Yes, it was just like, I was like, I can't believe they fucked this up like this. Because there was no end in sight at that point. It was like, oh, MJF just fucking wins and keeps the shit, and they're friends, and like, I'm like, and they fucked that entire match off pretty much, like with Bryce Remsburg in there.
You didn't know that like days later, like Adam Cole's like foot and ankle was going to smash to 1 million pieces. You didn't know that.
God had bigger plans for Adam Cole.
Wow. Let's see.
Dream guest to have on the. Oh, my fault. Go ahead, James.
I wouldn't say the dud, but it might. You said non-punk related?
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say that when they played that footage. It might have been the Death Rider shit. It might have been the beginning of this year, like the end of like from World's End until probably like around, I don't know, when the Young Bucks came back after the Screw Swerve. Like that was a really that was a time where I was like, they don't get it. And like the Young Bucks had just came back from the break, and the Young Bucks had just came off the worst run they ever had in the company. And I was just like, I don't know if they know what the hell they doing. I didn't, they hadn't quite yet gotten to building up the, I didn't know if Heyman was going to get another shot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't know they were going to build towards that being the, him and Ospreay being the final for the Owen Hart tournament. So I was, it was a lot of like, it was bad. Like, I remember we had Tunnel Talk on, or we did some little Tunnel Talk, I can't remember which one it was, and they were asking us, like, what do you think? I was like, bro, this might be just...
like, this shit cooked.
Major air pressure is just fucked. You might want to start watching Stardom, which is ironic now. But yeah, that's kind of where it was. So I think that's the worst it ever got for me.
Black Saber Jr. says, dream guest to have on the show. I would probably say Bomani Jones, probably for me.
Bomani Jones, that's a good one. I was thinking just pro wrestlers, but yeah, that'd be a good one. I don't know. Like, okay, so for what would be the best for the show, or as far as our enjoyment on the show, or just for the flat out just the monetization and greed?
Oh, there's only one answer for that.
What would that answer be?
CM Punk.
Oh, CM Punk ain't sitting down with us. Ain't realistic.
Absolutely not.
This ain't realistic. Because me, I'm not in the media, so I have no problems asking them, like, hey, man, what is all this? Like, yeah, like I ain't in a relationship with none of these niggas. Like, you gotta be like, I gotta, you gotta do, some of this, some of the keep the distance. Me, I'd be like, I'll put my hand right on that stove. I don't give a fuck. Like, let's see. I'm expecting never to get you on the show again, so I may as well go out, with the real.
With a bang.
Yeah. So, yeah, make him take his earpiece off and hang up. Like,
I don't know.
Bomani's a good one though.
Bomani's a good one.
As far as agreeing to pure monetization, like I think y'all somebody enjoy it. Yeah, you get on the retirement tour. We bring on LeBron, Raymond James on here. Get him on here and watch how Rich flip up. Let's see. As far as
I'd be asking him all kind of foul shit. I'd be like, so what were you thinking during Game 6 of the 2010 Eastern Conference Finals when you was taking that Cavs jersey off?
I'd ask him.
I'd be asking ridiculous shit.
I tell him, if we're gonna do that, move out the way. Hey, what happened after Game 2 of the 2011 Finals? What the fuck happened? So yeah,
What did it feel like when JJ Barea was busting your ass?
When you didn't want to back him down and post up? Let's see. Oh, I know what question you would ask him. Anyway, but mine is a good one. I mean, at this point,
I would say Bill Simmons, but no, he's not allowed. He's compromised.
You got to get him out of gimmick. I was another good one at this point. Pablo Torre.
Oh my God!
You know,
yeah,
investigative journalist of the year. Let's see.
I would probably say Big Dave too. Get him out of his element. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Like, we can't be no less exciting than Alvarez at this point in 2025. Like,
no, I mean, no. It makes sense as well because we have. But the thing is, like, okay. I don't know how that would go. How do you think that would go? Like, what do you think we talk about? Like, just the current state of pro wrestling in America, or like, hey, bro, why are you? Hey, Dave, let me talk to you, bro. We've been following your work and reading the Observer on and off, or mostly on, for like over a decade. We've seen what your match ratings used to look like. We see what they look like now. Are you just a pig in slop now watching this wrestling? Is this the best wrestling you've ever seen before? Now everything you grooving compared to what you used to, some shit that a decade ago I know you would have slapped like a 3.5 on, you giving like 4.25. Bro, he loved everything now in a way that was not the case a decade ago. And I don't know necessarily that the wrestling, the quality of it is that much better. A whole like half a star, 3/4 of a star better now.
You gotta ask Dave. Just gotta ask him like normal questions, kind of too. Ask him like, do you listen to what kind of music do you listen to, Dave? Like stuff like we just don't know about him. Like trying to get like something Dave, different out of Dave.
What Rich Woodward asked him, like, do you like Brazilian music?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, that'd be a good guess. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I mean, I'd like to have Tony Khan on the show. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, that'd be a great one.
Yeah,
he does podcasts too, so
I didn't know that.
Like I've seen him do stuff like the Battleground podcast.
But we got to give him a rule, like, hey, bro, we're not finna filibuster us. Like, if you go over,
like, you're not advertising.
If you go over 1 minute, I'm finna claim this bell, and we're gonna move on to this question.
Like, look, I do not want to hear about how such and such is a great wrestler you're happy to have, and they're on the card upcoming this week. We ain't doing none of that, bro. Like we're going to get to it, and like we're going to have an actual conversation,
right?
So, yeah, TK, absolutely. A 1UP versus CPU wrestling question. Back in the day, Roderick Strongbow was Mr. ROH. So who would you say is Mr. AEW?
Gotta be Paige, right?
I think like you gotta go with
Moxley.
Hangman, Moxley, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, Paige, I mean...
Absolutely.
Paige, Moxley... Yeah, those would be... I mean...
I would probably go with Hangman, just because, like, he wasn't ROH before, he wasn't New Japan, but, like, essentially when you start, like, let's say this nigga got hit by a bus tomorrow, like...
AEW wrestler is going to be be the first thing, yeah.
Yeah, like, if he was going into the Baseball Hall of Fame, that just says AEW on his hat.
Yeah, and then there's going to be people that, like, when there people like, oh, John Moxley died. They're gonna be like, oh, Dean Ambrose died. That's definitely gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
I'm not one of the people that like, WWE names your slave name, but like, there's gonna be people will have different memories of him in pro wrestling based off of, he's in WWE, is a WWE Hall of Fame act, and that's what they're gonna think of him first and foremost. A good number of pro wrestling fans around the world.
Anwar Star One, favorite Kenny Omega match in AEW. Man, there are so many. I think for me, I got to go him and Danielson in the Arthur Ashe or him and Will. One of the two of those. I probably lean towards the him and Danielson match because, like, if they never have a match again, whatever, it kind of like leaves you like with the draw, and it's like, yeah, it's like these guys are equals or whatever. Of this time, they ran it. It was 30 minutes. There was no winner, and it's kind of poetic in a sense.
So if we're talking non-tags, I might go the Iron Man match with Pac. But if it's tags, it's got to be the Young Bucks match versus them versus or Hangman and Omega versus the Young Bucks.
Yep.
But yeah, that Pac match was Iron Man match was fucking awesome. And shit, if I remember, wasn't it all in the same week? Both of those matches.
Yeah, that was Wednesday and then a Saturday.
Yeah.
Slash nice. So how's the girls backstage? I mean, you see how they look on TV. You know, I've talked to a few of them or been introduced. You know, everybody was really cool backstage. No one was like being Hollywood or anything like that. Like even Mercedes, she was like super cool when I talked to her. So I know people be like, oh, like no, she was a regular person. Let's see. King of the North, my dream scenario is to get Onar, Grapsody, Ibu, and AO for a AAA slander day. Lyric and Keeks, that'd be funny. Let's see. If you were to kill Gato with hammers,
pull that off?
We have to find something that you have 8 motherfuckers on at once.
Well, that shit like dropping frames left and right.
Yeah. If you were to kill Gato with hammers, what kind of hammers would you use? That is morbid. We ain't trying to kill nobody this week.
Yeah.
Mox and Kyle O'Reilly Roddy and Kyle versus Mox and Danny G announced for a collision. Interesting. We'll get to that later. What happened versus the Orlando Magic in the 2009 playoffs? Yes, I would also ask that. Yes.
Oh, I mean, that's about as good as I've ever seen anyone play under the lost a series. He averaged like 38 in that series. But, yeah. It is
Big Dwight Howard. Big Dwight Howard happened. That's what happened.
I got to pull up those numbers, see what he averaged. Like, I don't remember. Did he dominate or was he just really good?
I remember Dwight had 41 in Game 6.
No, I mean the entire series, though.
I think he was good the whole series.
No. What I mean is, like, did he average like 24 and 12, or did he average like 28 and 15?
I would have to
I think it's more like he just averaged kind of his playoff numbers when he was healthy.
Let's see. Get Kenny on to name the 80%. That's funny.
Yeah, can you bury your coworkers, please? While you already like kind of have a part-time schedule, can you please do that?
Favorite experience backstage at a show, man. I would probably say when I met Marina Shafir and like she instantly knew who I was and like said my name and gave me a big hug. I would say.
Hey man,
that was pretty cool.
Hey man, you killing kayfabe. You killing her gimmick. What do you mean, smile and hug? What about smile and hug? You see,
nice lady.
Look,
lady.
The last time I heard Marina Shafir talk, she was putting her face to a cage saying, "Fuck you, Kenny."
Nice lady. I think there was another time like I was wearing like my chain and it had like turned or whatever, like backwards or whatever, it was off. So Powerhouse Hobbs like walked up on me and like fixed it for me or whatever. At first I was like, what the fuck is he doing? And then
you thought he was gonna take that shit?
He like patted it. He was like, I met you before, right? And I was like, yeah, in St. Louis. And then he was like, oh yeah, what's up? And then because we had kicked it at Dynasty, like, backstage for like an hour or whatever.
You thought he was gonna get you? You thought he was gonna get you for your chain, nigga?
I was like, hold on. I was like, what's going on here? But he was cool.
Oh shit. Oh, that's great.
At the show.
Hold on, bro. What you doing? What you doing? No, it can't go like this. It can't go like this.
So, at the show in Atlanta, I sat next to Nick Wayne for like 15 minutes, and we were just watching Dynamite together and didn't say a word to each other. That shit was hilarious. I was like, all right. I was like, well, because it's like once you sit there for so long, it's either you're gonna say something or you're not, and then we just both didn't.
Okay.
Well,
he might have been too high to even realize he was there. So there's that.
Yes. So fucked up, can't open his eyes. Yes. What else? There's another good one backstage. When I met Riho backstage, that was pretty cool. Super nice.
Oh yeah, that's right. Was that in Duluth?
Yep. That was, and then Okada was pretty cool too. Who else? Minutes after Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher or whatever, the first one he had after Will's debut in the company, his first match on Dynamite. I was talking to him like 15 minutes later or whatever. That was pretty cool. Yeah, like, you know, it's pretty cool going backstage. Like, especially, so shout out to Swerve for, you know, getting me in, or you know, Will Washington, different people like that will meet you, or meet me at the show or anything like that. All the backstage folks, and the fucking catering is amazing. I like it every time I'm back there. I make sure I get me, you know, a little something, you know. So, let's see. I would probably say, Mora, what is your favorite Ruckus theme? That's interesting. He's got a lot of good ones, man. I would probably say the FTR theme is up there for me. I think it was just like, he kind of got tasked with doing something that we thought we were familiar with the Midnight Express theme, and basically make a new version of it that, like, I think if you play this for people now, people be like, well, they wouldn't even have any idea of the Midnight Express one just due to age, and feel like it's something completely unique to FTR. But if you have that backstory, I think it makes it even better. Who else? I would probably say All About the Boom, Adam Cole too, you know, goes pretty hard as well.
Yeah, even with them terrible lyrics. Or not, not that they're terrible, that he ain't saying nothing.
Oh,
we did the same. We did
Look, some shit just goes. Yeah, some shit just goes.
Yeah. Never mind.
I would probably say, I think the Marina Shafir one is dope too. Gotta say, you know, unbiasedly, you know. So let's see, we going around. Hold on, I'm coming down. Okay, East Finals. Dwight averaged 25 and 13 and 2.8 assists.
Okay, so that's somewhere in between like Super Dwight and Average Dwight. So, or Average Prime Dwight. So yeah, that's nice. It's just, that series is weird. Like, you look at like I looked through the numbers on it. It's just like, it was 6-game series, and like on the margins. And the margins at the end of it was just like Hidu Turkoglu shooting, or Rashard Lewis shooting over a dude that's too slow or too small.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think craziest name you saw backstage that had you going crazy in your head. Someone asked me, did Okada call me a bitch? No, this is before the bitch thing. So,
like, yeah, he called me a bitch. I loved it. I didn't, you know, I just let it happen. Like, nah, man.
Craziest name that you saw backstage that had you going crazy in your head. You know, I don't know, because like, you go back there enough times, you meet people. It might be so. Like, I think my philosophy is like, all right, is this like somebody that I feel like I'm never going to be able to meet again, or like I'm not going to be around, or something like that. So I would probably say Riho was up there, just because it's kind of rare, you know. I'm glad you see her.
I'm glad you said that, because if you had just ended that sentence, it would be like, wait, you think you can see Riho again? She don't ever show up to work.
Yeah, so like, I just happened to be there, and she was there. I was like, wow. I was like, I can't believe, you know, I got a chance to meet Riho. And then, like, you know, it's like, all right, guys that are regularly wrestling every week and stuff like that. Guess, like, I don't know, man. You know what? I think it's actually some of the old guys that are like agents and stuff that don't expect anybody to recognize them or something.
Like
when I walk by Scotty Riggs. Like when I walked by Scotty Riggs in Atlanta, and then like I popped for Scotty Riggs, and then he was like, he was shocked somebody recognized him. He was so happy that someone recognized him because like that's my shit. It's like, you know, watching WCW on the weekends and stuff like that. Like Scotty Riggs was always on those shows, so like shit like that. Like
he's like, oh, you know me, you're fresh and like a real Mark. Like
I think the first time I saw Takeshita too. Because that was like in 2023 or whatever. I got to talk to him, and it was like, yeah, like I started mentioning some stuff that he did from DDT, and he was like, wow, like he's like, I can't believe you saw that. So, what else? Barry Bloom. That was another one. That was a rare one because how often is Barry Bloom walking around?
Didn't you meet Callis one time in the elevator?
That was a different time, and that's a crazy story in itself. That was in 2018 in New Orleans, WrestleMania weekend. Like me, I think Jeremy and Josh, we were like, he got in the elevator with us. That was funny because DDP got in the elevator with us a different time, like that same day. We saw Harley Race in like a wheelchair, like going downstairs. It was wild, bro. Like. So Callis gets in the elevator with us, and at this time, Callis is hosting the podcast with Lance Storm. So he has like a shit ton of catchphrases like top talent and all this other shit, right? We dropped all the fucking catchphrases we knew or whatever, trying to pop them, and basically, because you know Cal's always in fucking gimmick. This man fucking no sells every single one of them, and then it gets off that shit. And we just turn to each other, just dying laughing, just like we couldn't crack him. Like it was funny.
Okay.
So yeah, Killing the Town. That was the show. Yep. But if you guys got any more questions, let us know about the history of the show or anything else. I'll give you guys just another chance before we get it on the road here. But Hurry Goat, how did you guys meet? Wow. A long time ago.
Yeah, we met at a barbershop in Clearwater, Florida. In Greenwood, to be precise. What was that, like around December 2006?
Yeah, almost 20 years ago at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember the conversation, like, it started because it was I don't know if it was Source or Double XL or whatever else, but it was like an anniversary edition of Reasonable Doubt, and we ended up talking, and me and my cousin was talking to this light-skinned kid about it, and we ended up finding out he rapped later, and me and my cousin at a point in time, like, I decided, like, I wasn't going to go to junior college for football and transfer out. Like, I was like, I'm going to go to school for audio engineering, and one of my good high school friends and my cousin, we were like, he raps, he sang, I'm gonna make beats, and like we were like, all right, let's try to do this with some people locally or whatever else. And we're like, remember the one dude that the light skinned dude we were talking about Reasonable Doubt with at the barbershop? Remember he told us he rapped or whatever else, and then we end up, I think through one of my closest friends' boyfriends, like, ended up becoming her husband, like, was like, oh, that's Rich, or whatever else. And then met up with Rich, and then...
That was Shaw, right?
Yeah, Shaw. Shaw knew you before we did. So,
yeah.
And then, like, I forgot who linked up with who, or whatever else, but then, like, the rest is history.
Yeah. Just in a barbershop shooting the shit, and then you start like talking, and then I think I rapped, and Alex rapped too, and we were just going back and forth, and then you never know who you're gonna meet in the barbershop, and then you might fuck around and meet like one of your lifelong best friends. So
you mean that in the good way and a bad way too? Oh, this nigga.
Yeah, motherfuckers come in, you never know, they selling everything: CDs, bean pies, the secrets to the world, books, without barcodes.
Yeah, Look, I'm in here once every 2 weeks. At that point in time, like I don't feel like I don't feel like having to have this conversation with this one barker that every other time I'm in here wants to talk about like people's push of the gay agenda. It's like, bro, relax. We get it. You're straight. Relax. Calm down. Take it easy. Oh boy.
You're on 4th Street.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, that's how we met. Favorite wrestling storyline, man. I guess Kenny Omega chasing the IWGP title through Wrestle Kingdom 11 through Dominion 2018.
Swerve Heyman's
like
way up.
All the stuff.
Swerve Heyman's way up there for me. Tam and Julia is way up there for me. Those are the two that come to mind immediately. I mean, I guess you can not even necessarily Tam and Julie. You can say Tam from like the January Cork when she got her first white belt shot until she won the shit at Budokan Hall in March 2021. So both of us based like a title chase for a babyface has been going after this title for a year or two. Yeah.
Yep. What else? Daniel Bryan versus the Authority. Throw that up in there.
Yep. That's way up there. Brett and Austin.
Yeah, Brett and Austin fucking rules. Matches rule, promos rule. The meta shit around them rules, like of like how it reflects society. Like, oh man, I could talk all day about Austin versus Brett. That's a funny question.
Oh, I mean,
who is a mid wrestler that you love?
What a way to backhandedly compliment somebody you like.
Oh man, mid wrestler that I love, man. LA Knight.
He's
mid.
Okay, so there's the expression jag, just a guy.
Yeah.
I think he's jag plus. He's more than just a guy, but not much more.
Just mid. He's not the man. He don't suck. He's in the middle.
He said I'm about to say Ano. I'm not about to say Ano. Ano has a killer closing stretch in her matches. In her big matches. Just a guy that I like. I mean,
Unagi Sayaka.
That's a great one. That's a really good one. I was gonna say Saya Ida. Josh Alexander can wrestle his ass off. Like, it's traditional wrestling. Is not like he's gonna do a bunch of flips, but like, nah, like I think I want to see him versus anybody in the world. So I don't think that someone like that I would consider a jag. But Lady C is it might be below jag, but yeah. Mid wrestler. Is it safe to say at this point, given the injuries, Wardlow?
Man, poor Wardlow, man. He tore his shit on the first clothesline he did. Apparently.
Are you serious?
Like when he hit Nana with the clothesline, he tore his shit.
That's tough. Damn. More mid wrestlers.
I was trying to think more mid wrestlers.
I mean, at this point now, I don't want him in tag title matches or whatever else, but like in like as they could be on the show and I'm fine with it. Outrunners.
Oh, okay.
Outrunners.
Yeah.
Who you thought I was going to say?
No, I was looking at the comments because that's my like Adam Cole, and I'm like, you know what? At one time, I would have said he's absolutely mid, right? And then he was awesome, and then he became. It was like he lost.
Adam Cole in 2019 may have been the best wrestler, male wrestler in the country. Like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I get it.
Yeah, he was
like as far as his look. He's not as athletic as Ricochet, none of that. But he can have great match after great match. Like, say, John Moxley, another example. Like Jon Moxley ain't no super wrestler, but he keeps having great matches. So can you call him a wrestler? If you're saying you gotta be spectacular athlete, sure, I guess. But like the point is being a good wrestler is good matches, good promos. That dude's a great wrestler. And that's the part that was so frustrating about the end of last year, beginning of this year was like, what the fuck happened to this guy? Honestly, like most of last year and the beginning of this year, it was like, what happened to this fucking guy?
Alberto Del Rio.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Absolutely mid.
Before we found out he was a monster, we really liked Del Rio. We really did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mid.
Yeah.
Just good old mid.
Yeah.
Look, and for a long time, Cody Rhodes, just good old fashioned mid. Regular mid.
I think he's still kind of mid. He just has better matches while being mid.
You know.
Like, this comes down to, what are you asked to do? Can he go out there and have a killer match? Yes. But is he one of the best, technically speaking, all the things that go into wrestling when you physically see it, like, is he one of the best elite wrestlers in the world? Absolutely not. That's not the point. Like, I think people get caught up in that stuff when they get into the star ratings, whatever. It's like, yo, like, can you put this person in the ring and they deliver at a high level when you ask them to? More times than not. A lot of these guys' answer is yes. If that is the answer, then you can't be calling these people mid. And I'm not saying either one of us do. I'm saying, like, in general, when people tell us this person mid, like, bro, if I put LA Knight in a main event match and I give him no restrictions, he's gonna have a really good match.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't know what to do with that. Like, if you mean mid, like, can he have a super match where it's like, is Will Ospreay versus Swerve? No, he can't wrestle like Kyle Fletcher. But, like, I don't believe all wrestling has to look like that. I feel like I feel like a lot of us that are like the freaks have gotten to this point of like wrestling has to look like that now. I don't know. Like for example, right? There's a few of them, right? But like there's only a few. Like there's not like a dozen like 250-pound wrestlers you want to see at the main event spot these days. It was McIntyre, Gunther. Who else we got? Who else you want to throw in there? I know there's more than just those two, but the list gets short pretty quick.
Yeah,
I like to see some horse wrestling in the main event occasionally. Mirai, look, man, I don't know what Mirai's going through or whatever else. I heard that she was doing pretty well in Marigold last, because I don't keep reports, but at one point she was doing better than Tommy was. But like, Mirai had a killer white belt reign in Stardom. So I can't, the match is matched. So I can't say that she's a mid wrestler. You want to say like, not a promo, not really a character or personality, sure. That bell go ding, 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 it's on with her. Best lariat in the business.
So the thing with is I'm seeing Blake Monroe mention Mariah May. So like, yeah, Mariah May has a very, I want to say, uneven career. Like, if you put anything she did in AEW and you take Toni Storm away, it almost instantly falls apart, right? Yeah. Maybe she had one match with Willow that was really good. Mm-hmm. But I also seen her in Stardom, and she was awesome. And she
was better weekend to weekend than she was in AEW. In Stardom.
Now in WWE, who knows what the fuck she's doing? Like, you know,
like if I showed y'all that that opening 2023. Well, yeah, I think it's open 2023.
Ano.
Her match versus Ano, and Mono's dropping her on her damn neck over and over and over. You'd be like, I didn't know this was within her. Yeah, she was out there wrestling with the women just like that, getting her ass kicked and kicking back. Like she was. Julia kicked her ass too. So yeah. But you know, they don't wrestle like that over here that much. Yeah. When they do, it's
she's
awesome.
A strange one. She's a strange one, and I think, you know, however her career goes in WWE, and then whatever shit she gets for leaving AEW is like, well, why'd you do that? It's going to be. I mean, she made her choices ultimately, but I don't think her reputation is absolutely like Like, I think it's worse than the actual reality, like in what she's actually capable of.
I agree. I mean, but that's you know, that happens pretty often, and also it's stuff kind of changes. It's easy to forget because it's so much of a when you're in, you know, in and out of someone's like frame of mind, like you just kind of just like you don't just remember them exactly how they are. You kind of just you forget things, and you go like, oh, well, they cold over here, so I guess you know the power's been zapped.
Let's see. Anthony Bowens, is he mid? Yes.
But he's one of those dudes that's fun to watch. Like, you put him in a tag team and watch him go.
Right. Someone say, Rich, hey, you still like Chris Jericho, right? Chris Jericho's an all-time great wrestler.
Yeah.
Argue with it.
I'm sorry. Like, I understand people.
Even as an old man.
Like
you still got something to offer.
Like, bro, people have forgotten, like, the people have, like, just remember this last 2 years that they didn't like, or 2.5 years they didn't like, and be like, nah, the other almost 25 plus
30
years nah, that didn't happen. It's like, he's old, man. He's old. It happens to everybody. Yeah. Liv Morgan's not mid, she's bad. Or mediocre.
Yeah.
Like, mid is like just in the middle. Mediocre is a little bit below that. She's below mid.
Yeah.
She's a 2-star wrestler, not a 2.5-star wrestler.
Need the O&R Ultimate Top 5 Britt Baker moments. Man, I don't know if there are 5 at this point.
You got 5. Go ahead. You got it.
All right. Let me see. Off the top of my head, Britt Baker. Damn, one of them is something happening to her. I'll do that one as number 5. B Priestley saying, "You are a fucking dentist." That's fucking hilarious. No matter how you slice it or whatever.
Yeah.
I would say, not in no order, her winning the championship from Sheeta at Double or Nothing 2021, crowd going insane. I would also say the breakout match, her and Thunder Rosa, the main event, that's on there.
In Georgia, yeah.
Yep, her and Sheeta again in QT's gym, where her shit originally got busted open, and then she kind of took off from there. And then I would say the first time she did that, it was like a vignette, and she was in a wheelchair and shit. That shit was funny as fuck.
You're not gonna put the that first Thunder Rosa match on there?
Yeah, that I said that.
Okay, I'm assuming.
Is it the main event with Thunder, and then
okay. Gotcha, my bad.
Yeah,
gotcha, my bad. Yeah.
What are some wrestlers that you both will never slander?
I mean, never slander? Is there a wrestler I've never slandered before?
That both of you will never slander.
I don't think we've slandered Daniel Bryan on this show. I don't know if y'all noticed this, like over the last year or so. Like, I'd be like, hey man, when is Kenny Omega showing up to work? Like, yeah, nobody is above getting hit with the criticism.
Yeah, we gotta ask you something.
Yeah. I'm here to be honest and fair at a particular time in the context of whatever's going on. Like, none of these people have reached sainthood in my book. They're humans.
Yeah. Look, Swerve, bro, I have talked to Swerve about segments that I've said on here when the first Mogul affiliates thing, when that got put together with the segment when they jumped Keith Lee, and I talked about how it didn't work out. Like, I don't know if you necessarily talked about it as slander, but I definitely told the truth and what I thought about it. So
yeah, I mean, oh man, I think what have I said about Swerve that I haven't liked? In his AEW role, let's see. It might have been like something.
Yeah, we said Okada and Swerve really didn't have much going on the build for it, but
That's true.
Look, it happens like that sometimes. Like, so.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Now I won't go as far as saying drag necessarily, but yeah, we damn sure weren't positive on it because it's like there's something missing here, especially considering what Swerve normally does, and some of that stuff might be lost in translation stuff.
Let's see. top 5 all-time worst AEW matches. Oh man, it's you know what? It's really hard to remember the bad ones for me because it's like I remember the good stuff typically.
I mean, we were just talking about Britt Baker. How about that doctor or dentist office match with
that
Big
was
Swole?
awful.
That's way
awful.
up there. Wow.
I would probably say
that match where Matt Hardy almost died. Was that against Guevara?
That was bad.
Was that against Guevara?
Yeah. I would probably say the Jay White and Billy Gunn match.
Oh,
yes. Very bad.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I guess them MJF and Jay White, that shit was horrible for me.
That was just dumb. It was just a big dumb match.
Yep.
That's one of those matches like it. When I look at the Observer voting for worst match of the year, or whatever else, I'm like, that's definitely good votes. But like, there are matches I've seen from that same promotion are definitely worse from that year. But like, that's just memorably dumb.
It's because of the stage. Yeah,
it's memorably dumb. Yeah. It's like a bad WrestleMania main event.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So we'll wrap up the questions here, but 13 years old and are nothing to sneeze at. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. We do these shows for you guys, and always love hearing from you. And make sure you join us for FOH at the end of the year. We're going to be with Keepin It Strong Style. We're going to be doing, a whole production is going to be, some shit if you know about FOH. Yeah. And it's a pleasure to do the show every week, and I look forward to it. And the whole thing with it is we make One Nation Radio kind of to be what we want it to be. It can be whatever. So like we're not beholden to necessarily anything. Like
Yeah. Like heaven forbid, right? AEW goes up in smoke. I don't know what we will be talking about. We'll be talking about something else, some wrestling or whatever else. Hopefully y'all stay along for the ride.
Yeah, we'll see. But up next, it's time, James. It is time. And you know what? I feel like I might need to play the song, man. I might need to play the song because at this point, I don't think there's any. We can't just like not play the song. But fuck it. Look, this is the clip. I'm sacrificing the clip to play the song.
When the Arabic come on, we're gonna start to the left. Here we go.
In 2027, they will be getting the Arab money. As Busta Rhymes and Ron Browse once said. They said a lot of other gibberish that I don't know if it's real or not in their words that day. But WWE has an announcement planned for Friday morning. It all started breaking through the dirt sheets today. And brother, so like shock isn't the word I think to use because like it's easy to say, oh, I'm not surprised by this. It's almost like a, we're in the know you're not kind of thing. It's almost I see people do this when something bad happens that they try to excuse also. Oh, you're shocked by this? Yeah. Like that's not the point. What happened?
To desensitize like the evil or shock or craziness of something. Yeah.
Right. Let's just think about this and think about the history of WWE in Saudi Arabia, right? 2018, they do the first show out there. Or 2017, one of them. And they're like one of them years. They're basically doing the sports watching stuff. Everyone's going. John Cena, Triple H are having matches against each other. They got Undertaker coming for these shows. Jericho was in one of the Rumbles. They got Danielson on them. Everybody was going. Then everybody kind of realized, like, hey, something don't smell right here. One, these shit suck. They're getting passed off as house shows, but major shows at the same time. So that always made me think one day they're going to like do something real here. Then you would have things happen, pesky little things like the murder of Jamal Khashoggi happen, and people taking them to task and louder turning the heat up on WWE like, hey, you probably shouldn't do this or be in business with these people. And then, all the misdirection, gets there. It's a more outrage thing. I checked out on the Saudi experience after the first show over there. And I haven't watched one since. And I've seen the
you're forgetting
the stuff with the wrestler.
You're forgetting the plane.
Oh, I'm getting there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then like we've also, got to things like COVID happening and them getting pushed back, not being able to go over there. Then they finally are able to go. But, the money is funny and, the planes ain't taking off and all that. Vince McMahon's leaving the wrestlers over there on his own and leaving out of there with Brock and, the real people he cares about. He leaves everybody else there, until the plane magically works, a.k.a. that money transfer goes through. And, MBS it's been a part of this huge sports watching effort. And this is the same country largely as it has been. WWE is assisted in the propaganda, whether you like it or not. This is not we don't say that to compare it to America or anything like that, because America isn't necessarily paying the government isn't paying to like sports watch the image of its own government. Now, the UFC thing on the White House lawn, that's getting close, like for sure. But this one has, been going on, for quite a while. They've tried to make it a thing. Why shouldn't the people of Saudi Arabia be able to get these shows? They've done every single thing. They're going to have the Royal Rumble next year. So that's like the first major show, because then they started trying to make the Saudi shows feel like their own major shows. And then after a while, it was like, eventually they're going to want a real one. And now they've got WrestleMania over there. That's hilarious to me, man. Because WrestleMania, like it or not, is a destination thing. Lots of fans, if they watch one wrestling show a year, it might be WrestleMania.
Yep.
If you want to travel to a show, it might be WrestleMania. It could be All In, but if you're listening to shows like these, probably All In, but, WrestleMania. Vegas is getting it next year because, they have paid the most for it. And before London, England ever gets one, they are going to go to Saudi Arabia and pretty much, I think, dare their fans to follow them there or not watch / support it. But they don't necessarily it doesn't matter because it's not really for the fans. Like these Saudi Arabian shows, like when they were back just feeling like these house show specials, they were making like $50 million each for those shows. What do you think of WrestleMania is going to run? That shit's probably $100 million they're going to get for that. The fans really aren't going to have to pay any money to go over there. The government already bought this shit. It's a sold show. So they could charge people $1 to get in there if they want.
Yeah, I don't. It felt like something inevitable. This is inevitably going to happen, and it did. And for the people that normally go to these shows, that travel to these shows, it's been thousands of dollars for accommodations, and tickets to go. I guess you have be able to save some money this year. You could just, do something more productive with it this year. You can stay at home and watch this shit, or you can go over there if you want to. That's your prerogative. But I feel like a lot of American fans are going to be upset that their show is going to be moved out. And I don't even know if I think for the fan that used to do this, like the fan like me or you and Jeremy and Josh, that before there was an AEW, we would go to see the indie shows in that town. That's completely wiped out. And I also think that also was an incentive for WWE to do one of these shows. They've never liked other shows.
You mean Bloodsport not going over there with the? Well, they might be doing Bloodsport in Saudi Arabia for another reason, but no Effie's Big Gay Brunch over there. Like that ain't going down.
I suggest that Effie doesn't do that over there or try to.
Indeed.
For Effie's own sake.
No for the culture over there.
I doubt it. I don't think there'll be a Stardom show.
No Stardom?
Nah, I don't.
Imagine what the Stardom outfits would look like over there.
Shuri's hand will be bleeding trying to stitch all that shit up for these people. Shuri and the two other major gear makers that make most of the people's stuff over there. Nah, man, no Tokidoshi Pro, none of that. Like, look, how about this? How about they do a DDT show over there? Let's see some of that pheromone shit over there and see how that go.
King of the North death matches will have a whole new meaning over there. Yes, they will.
Man.
Yes, they will.
Oh, man.
I think that I'm just interested to see what the reception is going to be, because you know when it hits the dirt sheets, there's one reception to it, and then when WWE starts announcing it themselves, people start trying to be like, well, what do you think is so bad about this? Thoughts and all this other shit. Like they be trying to fish for the reactions and all that, but I fundamentally disagreed with the Saudi Arabia thing as far as as long as they've done it, essentially, and everything still applies here. I just think it's funny that they're going to essentially take their most valuable property, send it over there, and, they're going to shake their dicks and dare people to not watch or whatever. So yeah. I guess I won't see WrestleMania, so whatever. But, man, it's going to be the nastiest of nasty cards, I'd imagine.
I mean,
on this.
I'm going to still be watching, but remind me once we get off here to cancel my Peacock subscription. But yeah, I keep forgetting to do it, but I'll keep watching.
People will praise these shows. People will act like there's nothing, irregular or anything. I think the nastiness level of motherfuckers that have been retired forever, people that are old as hell, prepare to see matches that you never thought you would see on this show. And brother, I've got a mock card here that I would like to present James of Saudi Mania here. A 2-day event.
I think someone already got one in there. That's a good one. That could definitely happen.
I got something else for you, baby.
All right, go ahead.
I got something else for you, baby. So look, people saying Rock and Austin. Look, Rock and Austin. Let's use our heads here, right? I've got better matches for them both.
I don't think you got better matches for whatever pay they could get.
All right. Here we go. A1 of Saudi Mania.
You wrote a 10-match card, bitch? Okay.
9-ish. Right. We'll see. There's a stipulation. You got to win a match on night 1 to get to night 2.
This man doing a double dash. Oh no.
Damn right.
Oh no.
WrestleMania is a 2-day event. Of course.
Oh no. Look, this is.
Of course.
This is why they say we should be beating up Gato. We should be getting Gato out of here. Look what he's influenced. This started in 2020. Damn it.
Hey. WrestleMania. Night 1, opening match. CM Punk versus The Miz. Come on down, baby. Let's run it up. Let's run it up.
CM Punk versus Miz in a blood-covered dick match. That's crazy.
Let's get it.
The opener, not the main event. The opener.
The opener. You got it.
Now remember when he when CM Punk wrestled John Cena in Saudi Arabia this year, I had said to you the finish of that match should be Miz comes out there and screws CM Punk from winning the title, and that's what should have happened. But they didn't go that route. They decided to do something else. I thought my way was better, but me and Rich got better. We got better ideas for how to instincts for how to make the Saudi Arabia stuff work for the American fans. Anyway,
Maybe we just getting started.
Okay.
Second match on the show. The team of Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch taking on Ric Flair and Charlotte.
All right, man. How do you want Ric Flair's last match that we gonna do?
Can he walk? Charlotte can work the whole match.
Oh my god!
He even got a tag in.
They gonna treat Charlotte like Jelly Roll.
Yes. Charlotte's gonna work the whole match. Third match of the night.
Oh man.
Are you ready?
No, before we move on, you talk about like Charlotte give it to Saudi Arabia, right? Like you gonna have Seth and Becky wear the same shit coming down to the ring, and then when they get into the ring, Seth takes his shit off and Becky got to keep her shit on.
Yes.
All right, what's the next match?
The American Badass versus the American Nightmare. Undertaker versus Cody Rhodes. He's back, baby. Here for the check. Saudi legend. Undertaker. Up next. Roman Reigns headlines the Bloodline Invitational to decide who faces the champion on day 2. And when I say the Bloodline Invitational, I'm talking everybody. All the cousins. All the uncles. Everybody coming here. They are bringing the Yokozuna impersonator back, James, for this match. They're bringing them back.
So this is one fall match. Is a gauntlet.
It's one versus all.
One versus
Top 2 in the match. Which one of y'all can whoop Roman Reigns?
Now this sounds like a beat the streak like challenge on 2K. Like if you
Sean Maluta, come on down. JC Mateo, come on down.
Oh my god.
Who else? Shit. The nigga that was running the Knox Pro Wrestling shit. Come on down. That we saw in the tape. Look, anybody that ever worked a Samoan gimmick whatsoever, any person from an island, with that same skin tone, Hikuleo, come on down, man. Rikishi is absolutely in the match. Absolutely, Rikishi's in the match. And he has to come out there. He can't wear the trunks the same way though, because that would be kind of vulgar over there. I don't think they're going for that. So he's got to wear the pants, right?
Nah, you can. I think you can get away with that if he he's a man. So
okay. Everyone but The Rock though. The Rock is not in this match. GC Richie actually he's doing something else. So day 1 main event basically will defend the championship against the winner, presumably Roman Reigns. Let's just put it out there now. Roman Reigns whoops everybody. A 3-way match with a special referee. Triple H versus The Rock versus Shawn Michaels with Bret Hart as a special guest referee. It's disgusting.
So what's the draw for this? Like, you gonna see Shawn and Bret double team? I was like Shawn and Triple H double team The Rock. It's a handicap match. You just put the black man to his death.
That's why Bret Hart's there.
What are you
Bret Hart hates Shawn. He hates Triple H. He's there to keep order. We know Triple H and Shawn Michaels don't trust each other at any given time. We never seen The Rock and Shawn Michaels go at it. Triple H versus The Rock. This is genius. With Bret as the special ref. And look, Triple H and Rock, none of them gonna take a pin to each other. So that's what Shawn is there for. It's genius. Genius. And that is day 1. So The Rock will retain. He will pin Shawn Michaels in this match because, of course, Triple H getting pinned. Fuck out of here. So we're taking a detour on day 2 to open up day 2. And day 2 is actually just a 4-match card. We're headlining with Rock and Roman, so let's get that out the way. Actually, no, that's a semi-main event. I take that back. Rock and Roman for the title, semi-main event. But we're going to go a little bit further down the card, and we're going to reward some of the hard-working WWE propagandists that are out there, and some of the older members of the roster here. So we're going to have this one opened up in a street fight, because when you hear one of these guys, is what else can he do but a street fight? Early in Randy Orton's career, he was injured by a man that would one day tell Devon to go get the tables, that there is real life heat here, always has been. And there will be a feud that will be built up on Busted Open Radio. This will be a street fight. Randy Orton versus Bully Ray. Disgusting. Sick. Sick. Throw trash in the ring.
Who is that? Who want?
Run it back. Nothing but shoot promos on each other the whole time.
Bully Ray at WrestleMania in 2027.
There you go. Yes, and you bring out all the ECW cronies as run-ins and busted open people. Mark Henry, Booker T, you have them all run out there like this,
Thunder
like
Rosa.
basically like that. I didn't say it, you did.
She be on that show and shit.
I know. So up next, we got to have Logan Paul on the show, of course. Come on now, Logan Paul is a staple at these events here. So Logan Paul has gotten on the mic and he has issued an open challenge. Basically, it said, I'm gonna be there day 2 in Saudi Arabia, and I dare any motherfucker to come get knocked out, essentially. And then all of a sudden, break the walls down. It is the return to WWE of Chris Jericho. Logan Paul versus Chris Jericho. It's WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. Be there.
Oh boy, you have really outdone yourself with this one, Rich.
Never count out Chris Jericho. Yes.
He show up in WWE, I'm kind of his ass out. I'm done. Bitch, I will be watching them maybe at most once a month. You see what Jericho did this week? Nope.
And as I mentioned, The Rock versus Roman, they just want to do it. Of course, that's where you do it. Whatever. But that is not our main event. We're getting them out the way for the real main event of Saudi Mania.
I feel like I know somebody going to be involved in this main event. Go ahead.
In the main event of Saudi Mania, what it all boils down to, years in the making, the match that never happened. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Brock Lesnar, managed by a returning Vince McMahon.
I knew Vince McMahon was going to be in here. I knew you was going to leave Vince for the main event. God damn it.
He knows
I was
until the night
like Rock versus Roman's not the main event. Oh, he got some shit involving Vince. I knew that. I knew it. Oh boy. I can smell the tails on you. Oh man. Boy. All right, man. Ooh.
Look, I sat and I thought about this. I moved stuff, around to make it make sense. I was like, what are some things that it could be lower on the card? What could be higher on the card?
Can I get offer a suggestion for the main event?
Yeah, sure thing.
So Vince obviously takes a stunner in that match while assisting, but like the match continues. So, but you have one more run in, and that's in that last run in, John Laurinaitis.
Oh man.
You gotta look.
That's
You gotta
ultimate.
you
This is
gotta
ultimate nasty.
You gotta put that trio back together.
Yeah. Sick.
If you're gonna do it, do it all the way.
Yeah, so that's my Saudi Mania card. Honestly, I'm kind of blown away. Barely used any women.
Yeah, I noticed that. But it's Saudi Mania, so
the I think the Roman Reigns Bloodline Invitational match would be amazing, depending on who you get in it.
And that also functions as like the Andre back in the day, where like you get a million people on the card.
Exactly. And also the Randy Orton Bully Ray, you get to bust it open radio show. You get all the grifters, surrounding Bully Ray essentially, and then Randy Orton, beats a shot that old nigga essentially.
Yeah, I got a question. Are the Dudleys in the WWE Hall of Fame?
Absolutely.
No, are they?
I believe so. I would believe so.
Okay. Someone lit it up for me. I don't know if they are or not. Not saying
the women are the
Saudi should be or not,
hosts.
but I'm saying like I don't recall.
I gotta say Stone Cold versus Brock, managed by Vince. That is real. That is real sickness right there. Proud of myself there. But
yeah. All right. So where do we go to next?
2025 Basketball Hall of Fame.
Okay.
So I'm getting the list here.
All right. So what is the thing? Because I saw like LeBron had a jacket on, and I think did they basically put the Redeem Team in? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got.
Here's my question: are there any non-American Olympic teams that are in the Hall of Fame? Like, is the is the 0 for Argentina team in?
I don't think they're in yet.
Why are they not? They won a gold medal.
Look,
there are a lot of pros on that team. It's a pro basketball from the NBA Hall of Fame.
I don't think people is trying to celebrate Argentina winning.
Actually, I can't. It ain't even the pro. It's not even the pro. That's football. This is the basketball Hall of Fame. They put people in.
Bonesy, appreciate you.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like there's college teams in it. I'm pretty sure some of the other, teams that were there, like the '84 has got to be in. The Dream Team's obviously in.
Right, but what I'm saying is, okay, so like I don't recall any of the women's.
If they're not a U.S.
Like, are there any of the women's teams that have won gold medal in there? Or like, I'm
pretty sure the '96 women are in there. I'm pretty sure. I would have to double check on that.
It's just a weird thing where it's like we're putting men's Olympic basketball teams in it, but we're only putting the men's U.S. Olympic basketball team in. Like I figured it'd be weird if we putting them in. It's like, all right, shouldn't every team that ever won a gold medal be in there? Because that would make fucking sense.
I would think.
Yeah.
So we'll get to the individual players. So we had Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, and on the women's side, you had Sue Bird, Sylvia Fowles, and Maya Moore. Very strong class, I'd say. There's also Danny Crawford, who's a referee. As we mentioned, the U.S. men's national team. Mickey Arison was put in on the contributors committee. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I think that's all. But yeah, man, I guess we start with Carmelo Anthony. Basically, Allen Iverson and Wade put him in. Okay. And what Carmelo is like, you still see LeBron in the league, and then it's like, wow, Carmelo's like already in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And then it's like, holy shit. And I always have connected those two, just as counterparts essentially. Mm-hmm. And I was a big Carmelo fan when he was in when he was in college. I remember the first time I saw him play was probably like in February of his college season. I don't know. I just hadn't been able to catch a game. And then I was like, yo, this dude can like shoot threes. He's like 6'8". He can do what the fuck he wants. And then like obviously you see the tournament after that. And I was like, this nigga's like the nigga. Like, and he scored so many fucking points, and like Carmelo has like kind of a Cam Newton quality about him, even though Cam Newton, did get like the big individual award pretty much to certify his greatness. I don't think Carmelo really got that, but it's like, nah, man, don't play with them. Like they was real. And I would say in Carmelo's case, there was a lot about his career that was like, he always had good talent around him, but one way or another,
he never had enough to win a title necessarily, though.
Yeah, I think he had a shot in 09. Like, I think that team was good enough.
09, 010 Nuggets is about it. That's about it. That was his only. But here's the thing: if we were to go back into 2004, and we'd be like, no, let's say if we go back to 2006, right? It'd be like, Melo's only really ever going to get like really 2 shots at this to win a title. We'd be like, would you have believed it? We'd be like, nah.
You would think it would be more. You
thought he'd have way more cracks at it than that. And he really only had 2 teams around him when he was in his prime to really do it in that way.
Yeah.
It's kind of odd.
So, he does a thing where he's like, fuck it, I'm going to go play with the Knicks. And then, like, it doesn't ever really pan out for him. And his career kind of, like, comes to a close as, like, the 3-point shooting wave. And just some of the great things that he did in his game were no longer valued as much. And then there was like the odd push to kind of get him out the league, I thought. And then he basically became a high level role player and then eventually laid it down. And he got back in the league, which I think, I'm glad he was able to kind of go out almost on his own terms rather than essentially have that decision forced on him, because like Melo is he's essentially going to go down as like the Dominique of this time, I'd say. And it's going to be like, yeah, man, like this guy scored a whole bunch of points. He was exciting. He was electrifying. He had a, signature kind of thing. Like he wasn't the dunker or anything, but he had like the mid range. He had the isolation game. And I think he was just a very popular player, has an iconic jersey, like those white and then those, the light blue Nuggets jersey, iconic jerseys. Even the Knicks blue jersey, I would say, you could put on that list as well. And it's just like he's always been a player that I liked watching. I found him real. I found him like I felt like when he spoke, it was, like he was a genuine kind of person, whatever. And I always rooted for him. So
yeah, it's as you mentioned, the era turned on him. Like, was it the last year in or the year before? Either one of Westbrook's last 2 years in OKC, whenever they asked him, going to this, he's like, "We be willing to come off the bench." He's like, "You want me to come off the bench?" In a press conference, he was sitting next to either Paul George, he was sitting next to Westbrook. Like, he hadn't figured out like where the league was headed, and like, I mean, that's where Westbrook kind of is right now. Like, he decided to decline that option. Now he's not even. They got to trade a spot for him to end up with the Kings, or he's going to be out of the league. Apparently, like it's hard for guys that were like superstars. Like Melo was a superstar. Not necessarily saying like, yeah, like all the time he's a superstar, but like that dude was box office in a way where like people paid money to go see him. People bought his jerseys. He was the face of 2 different franchises when he was there. He had memorable runs. He won a scoring title. He was a dude that was well respected for his game in the league by the players. Like he just was a dude, and like to have that kind of equity in the league, and then all of a sudden like you're old, but you can still go, and then they'd be like, hey, you're gonna come off the bench, and like you talking a different language to him. And like, he was out in the league for a little bit, and then he came back with the Blazers, and it was like, oh, okay. Like once he accepted the role, it was like he was able to adjust to that. And that's one thing I appreciate is like, that could have been the end. As much money as he made, he could have been like, I'm gonna take my ball, I'm going home. Fuck this. I don't need this. Like, I'm going to be NBA top 75 guy lock. Now I'm no doubt one of the 25 best players of the last 25 years. And he decided he still wanted to play. So yeah, it's weird with him. Like for a long time, I was like, I don't think he's going to, like, it was pretty quick, early to me, like, pretty early on, I realized, like, even though when he first came to the league, I thought, hey, I just saw this dude win a national title. I don't know what this LeBron James shit is, but I can't imagine he's better than him, than Carmelo. Mm-hmm. And he turned out to be. And pretty early to me, I was like, by year 2, I was like, oh, no, LeBron's better than him. He's going to be better than him. And then, to go from that to just being like, all right, like, at different points, it's like, at this point in his career, is he really better than Paul Pierce by year 7, comparatively speaking, like accolades or whatever else? I don't know. But he's never got a Kevin Garnett to come into his life and help Ray Allen to kind of get him, to that spot. So like I kind of historically kind of put them together, and when I would say that to people, they would look at me like I was crazy. It was like, no, like Melo's way better than him. I was like, I think y'all kind of shortchanging Paul George. I'm not Paul George, but Paul Pierce. But yeah, like I've had a weird. I don't think I've ever found a proper appreciation for him as far as like he's this good and this where he actually where it was. Like it's always been like I thought he was better than he was going to be, or I thought he was worse than he actually was at different points in his career. I never ever found the right level for appreciating him at the right point in time. That's outside of like once his prime was over and be like, okay, I already know what most of this is. He's already in the clubhouse. So it was kind of a weird ride for him because like. I think a lot of it came down to like he just mismanaged like his positioning as far as like he missed out on the opt out thing. He was a year late, and then when he got to the Knicks, it was like instead of just waiting that year to get there and just doing a free agency, he like nah, trade me now, and then like he lost value. Some of the players he would have played with ended up going to the Nuggets, and Nuggets ended up being good without him there, which means like. He could have had a more loaded up team when the Knicks had an appropriate shot at this. So, yeah, it's just a lot of this stuff. And also, you mentioned the game changed on him. Like, a lot of Carmelo's career comes down to bad timing. And even while that being said, he's still top 75 guy. First ballot Hall of Fame, no doubt guy.
It's like immediately his career starts with LeBron James kind of standing across from him. And then Kevin Durant shows up like 5 years later. So it's like... Yeah. There's already another nigga like kind of coming, and then like more people started coming up, like Kawhi, like Paul George, Paul Pierce, as you mentioned, that are all like kind of overlapping that same position as him.
Forward stuff, yep.
Yeah. And in like, USA basketball, he was the ultimate matchup problem, like for international teams. He was the original person. Like I think Kevin Durant later took that role from him, but like originally it was like Olympic Melo, like that was the thing. Why he was a very important piece, to restoring, the U.S. national team.
Yeah. So my question for you is, if the answer is never, that's an appropriate answer too. What year, in your mind, did you look up and realize, oh, Kawhi historically is going to pass him, or it already has?
Probably 2017.
17? Okay. Because Kawhi started so late, and honestly, it took me until the Raptors shit, the Raptors title, to let that go. But we'll get to Kawhi. We'll get to the Kawhi again, I guess. But that's like as you mentioned all those names. I was like, yeah. Kind of, those were his peers, and he didn't win. He didn't win many battles amongst that peer group that you just mentioned. That's a tough ass group.
Yeah, but shout out to Melo. Cool name, like a one name guy, if there ever was one. Carmelo, very rare, recognizable, famous. I think if you ask him, do you want to play your career out the same exact way? I think he'd do it again.
I don't think he has regrets. He don't seem like a regrets guy.
So, Dwight Howard. Now you talk about a guy that I went back and forth on over the years. Jesus Lord.
Yeah.
So this guy was the first 8 years of his career an undersized horse, pretty much from '04 to the moment he joins the Lakers, essentially. And, makes the NBA Finals in '09. Is like the runner-up for MVP in like 2011.
Yep.
Bunch of all-star teams. They essentially build one of the earliest three-point bombing modern teams around him.
Yeah, 4 out, 1 in.
Because he was such a great screener and a great he came out long at a time where there were not a lot of great big men. So like he could just overwhelm everyone at his position almost. And, before his athleticism went, he was this high flyer, super dunker, never really had an offensive game that, me or James ever really respected. As far as like, Dwight Howard will bust your ass. The long running joke was like, what's his career high? Like, and it would be like 30, 38 or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, but, it changed when he went to the Lakers, of course. His exit out of Orlando with Stan Van Gundy, that whole thing was wild. I think them getting to the finals.
Part you forget with his back, like the back half of that 2012 year, his back went on him, and then like he never recovered that athleticism since then. Even though he kept playing at a high level, he just wasn't the same guy.
Yeah, comes to the Lakers that year. Is kind of broke up on the Lakers. A lot of people really don't notice it. I didn't notice it. You hear back injury, like, all right, are you playing or not? But like that's kind of what we were on at the time, and it was like, are you here to help Kobe win number 6, or are you gonna what's going on with it? And then he spends 1 year there. Wins
the rebounding title.
Oh, okay.
While people
wins
were
rebounding
like, people were like, yo, he's dogging me. I was like, well, he won the rebounding title. Like, god damn, y'all ruthless. This lazy
win the
fucker,
scoring title,
this lazy fucker only did the hardest job, only won the title for the hardest position thing to do in the whole league is rebounding. Like, yeah, this lazy bastard, like, god damn, y'all rough. Now, I'm not saying you, I'm talking about like you go online, because you were more fair about it, but I'm like, online, like, bro, nobody was happy about Dwight Howard that year. Nobody.
I think my biggest problem with Dwight Howard was I felt like we could never throw him the ball. Like, because he would turn that shit over. Like, and it was just like, nigga, you are a big man. You can't be affording to turn the ball over. And that was like the big thing with him. And then it was almost like the way he went out. Also, like the last game he played with the Lakers. Like,
like when he resigned, it was like, he fucked y'all in a way. Because like y'all I forgot what y'all traded to get him, but then obviously like the next year is already out the window.
Buying him.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of...
I mean, it kind of worked.
Kind of worked out because that nigga Bynum started perming his hair and like never played again.
Yeah. I think he played a grand total of like 12 games after he took the Laker uniform off.
Yeah.
Which is amazing time for the Lakers or whatever, but as far as Dwight left, leaving...
when that man took Ray out the sky and took that jersey off, he was done with everything involving basketball.
Who knew?
We just didn't.
What a way to go out.
Yeah.
What a way to go out. Look, I ain't got nothing bad to say about Andrew Bynum as a Laker. Oh, shit.
Would have wished he developed maybe a year or two earlier, but outside of that, yeah.
He got healthy enough. Let's just say that. But in Dwight's case, when he left, I did not like Dwight Howard for many, many years. Wanted him to lose, rooted against him. Wanted the Lakers to kick his ass pretty much. Time kind of like beat Dwight Howard on, like we said, like his body kind of fell apart. So he was never really, this threat to really do anything. Like they got to the conference finals, I think once in 2015 with Houston, but who knew James Harden and Dwight Howard wouldn't work? And then when you think about it now, of course that was not going to work. Like, just look at those personalities. Who was going to be the leader there? But he bounces around the league several different places. Hawks, Hornets. He starts putting his jersey on, getting his rainbow on. And
was he a Wizard?
He was a Wizard at one point. He was a Net at one point, and then he was a Laker eventually, and came back and won the championship in 2020 with the Lakers. And then when you saw how he was playing, it was like, oh, what he needs to actually be is like essentially like what JaVale McGee was for the Warriors like a couple years before that. And ironically, JaVale McGee was on the same team too with the Lakers.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, you're here for a couple specific matchups. You can defend the rim. You can have good energy. You're a luxury in the role. You probably have more to offer, but
right.
Yeah, we don't really need you to do any of that stuff. We've seen other centers do things like this, like, you know, Bill Walton and stuff like that, winning titles as a six man. And, you know, I'm trying to think of some more old guys. Like, they would always stick old guys on the Spurs bench to play next to Tim Duncan.
McDyess.
Different stuff like that. Yeah, McDyess, Nazir Muhammad, stuff like that. And Dwight Howard's way overqualified on that end.
Yeah.
So he ends up winning the title and all that, you know, and he has a big beef with Shaq this whole time. And, you know, that goes back from the Magic days and the Superman stuff. And, you know, this recently has been
and
settled.
Shaq being an insecure baby because Dwight Howard did nothing wrong in any of that stuff. It's all on Shaq.
And like, the thing with Dwight is like, Dwight could never really just stand up to him. He just kind of had to take it in a lot of instances. And then I don't think it was fair the way that Dwight was kind of treated by, you know, like, because like there's a lot of things with Dwight. Like, you had the thing where Kobe dunks on him, and then years later he's like calling him soft and all this shit, and then everybody's calling him soft.
He dunks on him when he's a rookie.
Big ass nigga still, dog.
My point is like this thing happened when he's 18, 19 years old, and then it sticks with him as his meme after like it doesn't go well with him. 8 years later?
Yeah,
it's just an odd thing.
And then it's like, yo, you on the other side of Kobe and Shaq. Like how the fuck did that happen? Like, yeah, like if it was one thing that could bring Kobe and Shaq together, it'd be like, I mean, fuck that nigga. It's Dwight Howard. Like, have you ever thought about that?
No, never. That's why I'm laughing. I never thought about that,
bro.
Ever, not once.
Imagine in 2013, like Shaq's out the league, right?
Yep.
And I imagine Kobe and Shaq.
Yeah.
I imagine Kobe and Shaq weren't like, you know, even buddy or talking or anything, but like if they shot a text, like if Kobe texts, it'd be like, hey man, this nigga Dwight, like it. He just says on his text messages, be like, imagine that. But I think Dwight got, I don't know, I might be psychoanalyzing Dwight now, but his thing was he wanted to smile all the time. Yep. And through his smiling and being the good guy and trying to be perfect, he could not please anybody. He could not please the organizations. He could not please the fans ultimately. And I don't know if he pleased himself a lot, you know, just looking at his career, but until later on, where it seems like he got this kind of, you know, clarity, especially like when he was a role player with the Lakers.
You think he got the joy from not having to be the man and the pressure was off him after that?
He could have fun.
I can see that.
So,
I think he's one of the biggest victims of the social media and the hot takeification of the sports networks. Like, if Dwight Howard shows up 10 years earlier, I don't see how we cover him any different than David Robinson if Tim Duncan ever shows up. Mm-hmm. Like, great ambassador for the league, always smiles, always plays hard, never didn't win. Oh well. But Tim Duncan did show up in 98. Right? And Dwight Howard happened to show up in 2004. And like, you know, I think there's a part, we talk about this all the time about like the standum online, right? He pissed off two gigantic standums, right? LeBron averaged 38 in the series and they still beat him and go to the finals. They ruined Kobe LeBron that people always wanted to see, right? He ends up playing with Kobe. It doesn't work out. And so Lakers slash Kobe fans are furious with him. So this stuff sticks. And we always had this unrealistic way of judging him. Like, yeah, I think he was a top 5 player for a lot of years in the league, but like, I never thought like that was because of his offensive game. It's because of his level of value as a two-way player. And when you are,
I feel like he only really had one on my back, boys performance ever, and it was like in 2009.
Nah, remember, I think the year after that, he went nuts against the Hawks and got eliminated in the first round. Remember that? There was a playoff series after 2009 where he went absolutely ape shit and they still got bounced. But either way, it's like his value as a two-way player. And it wasn't necessarily saying, oh yeah, he's going to give you 30. It was like, nah, he's the best defender in the league, the best rim protector in the league, the best rebounder in the league, and he's going to get you 25. And your offense doesn't have to, like, you don't have to dump it into him to do that. When he wasn't getting brainwashed by Shaq and these idiots on the talk show saying he needs to go score 7 points every single quarter and go to the block. When he was a pick and roll guy, which is what is the league turned into? A pick and roll league. When he was doing that, just rim running, the teams he was playing on were really, really good. And then once he started getting his head, he needs to post up more, then things start going weird. So that's what I mean as far as like the, social media and everything kind of influenced him in a negative way. He made him a less effective player, and then his back went out on him. So yeah, like the dude was an all-decade player. It's an all-decade player. So, and you could even make the argument he was an all-decade player, maybe not first team, but for like second or third team in the 2010s, because he was still a multiple-time All-Star in the 2010s. But he was those MVP votes, them top 3 votes and top 5 finishes in the 2000s and early 10s. I mean, for Lakers in Orlando, that wasn't fake. That was there. I saw it. I seen it. So I know you got the Rainbow Man jokes and all that kind of stuff, and also he also got slighted or got snubbed by not being on the 75 team. 76 people made the 75 team. 76 people made the NBA 75 team. He's better than at least 10 of them.
Yeah. Like he's got a whole like the NBA kind of did him a disservice or whatever, simply because they didn't like him. And I think his personality had something to do with that, because it was like he just rubs people the wrong way. It's like I think he is able to please no one. Right. For one. And then people see through him.
Yeah, and also we gonna get to it.
Well,
there's blatant homophobia and the reason why a lot of people don't like him. They found out stuff about his sexual get down, and they may have already not liked him. It didn't help.
Look, they may have been like holding that like back or whatever around the league or whatever, and then when it finally got out, quite possibly. And it'd be like, why do people not like him or whatever else? And they talk about how silly he is, whatever else. They be like, all right, that might be some, but they couldn't. Silly was a cold word. But they couldn't call him soft because he's out here winning block and rebound titles either. So and he had the sharpest elbows in the league since Paul Malone. So they couldn't call him what they wanted to call him. So they came up with other bullshit. Yeah. Potentially. And what if Dwight Howard has the courage to be the person that he wants to be? Maybe he changes the NBA in a whole different way, and I don't know. Maybe he changes the world in a different way.
Possibly.
We'll never know.
But we'll never know. But that ain't. That's no one's cross to bear on their own if they don't want it to be.
Right.
Yeah. And also, how many kids he got? Then he got like 10 kids.
Oh.
So right, he might be a letter in the alphabet, but they don't necessarily click in the way that his worldview might be different, or his frame of mind might be different, all that kind of stuff and whatever. And you gotta remember, he grew up a very devout Christian, so it's like, who knows? Who knows? Yeah. Who knows what's all been? Who knows about the psychology of all of that in his whole life? Who knows?
Right, and then you think of this guy, the way I bring it back to where he feels like I was saying earlier, I don't know if he was happy with himself. I don't know if you're trying to be everything for the fans, trying to be everything for the organizations. And then you got the pressure of your family life. Remember, he had that cheerleader in the Orlando Magic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he has like, he's probably like, there's some level of being conflicted in somewhere in life. Like, and it's amazing that he got as far as he did, because some people kill themselves with those types of issues. So, shout out to him for getting the Hall of Fame, got in there twice, and it was an all-time injustice that he's not on the NBA 75 team.
Shit was ridiculous.
So Sue Bird, I'll put all these through. We're running already way behind on time.
Okay.
Now, Sue Bird, Sylvia Fowles, and Maya Moore. I grew up seeing
Sue all together, huh?
Yeah, it's
Saudi Mania. The influence is already upon us.
Saudi Mania. So, I mean, I'm gonna give you something about each of them. But so Sue Bird, I grew up seeing Sue Bird as like the consummate winner, kind of like a matriarch of the UConn program and a super point guard. I thought that she was a winner from the first time that I ever watched her growing up. Obviously, she played with Diana Taurasi at UConn. I think she won 2 natties there, if I'm not mistaken. Came back from an ACL injury in college. Played many years for the Seattle Storm. Just got a statue unveiled. I believe she's the first WNBA player with a statue. Played her entire career for the Seattle Storm. Won championships with Lauren Jackson and Breonna Stewart. They basically were her 2 gifts from God. And like she got to just be this great point guard and have like, it was a very traditional league. She was also someone that was in the closet most of her career and then came out towards the end and got to have that freedom amongst herself later on. But, went through the things of not, you look at the WNBA this year, and I've always heard Sue Bird talk about how she was pressured to be straight presenting and very girl next door for her marketing stuff when she was, going through essentially what would have been her prime earning years, I would say.
Yep.
And, you play with a lot of that stuff, and it being a league that essentially like the second class league her entire career. She had to make her mark on the court, and she was on all those fucking great U.S. women's teams, and she is now the U.S. women's director of the national team now.
That UConn influence don't stop, don't do it.
UConn Mafia for sure.
Yeah,
look, tries to be the good cop, on a lot of this Caitlin Clark stuff. She's the good cop, ultimately still an op.
So. Well, I mean, you mentioned the Caitlin Clark thing, but the UConn agenda don't just stop there, right? Like they still look them Asia Wilson fans because I see a lot of the Asia Wilson propaganda because I love Asia Wilson, but like, bro, they campaigning hard. They not trying to hear none of this MVP shit. They trying to hear none of that shit. They be like, look, y'all already stole. You like, look, the UConn agenda already done stole one MVP from Asia. Now y'all gonna try to get on another fucking UConner. Fuck this. They definitely don't like that shit. But yeah, back to Sue Bird. Is like we talking about how they wanted her to be straight presenting to market her. It's like. That was one of the things that was one of her disadvantages, like because she was a pretty girl with a great smile. They were like, oh yeah, her, like we're gonna market her to put her to the forefront, and like and they lean on her and be like, yeah, don't be who you are as much, and that definitely sucked. I'm glad to see her every time I see her on whatever else, like she's one of the great ambassadors of W, and like I really enjoy her and Taurasi's relationship. Like, because Rossi is a grouch and she's just so pleasant.
A good cop.
Right. And she makes it's almost like Shivani and Jim Ross an AEW commentary is like, yeah, like Taurasi can be a grouch at times. She can be very sarcastic or whatever else. And like Sue Bird is there just to be like, hey man, I know you're having a good time. Stop acting like you ain't having a good time. So yeah, it's been fun to see her over the last few years, especially like now that I've gotten back more into it. Like, it was, same thing with you. Like, I was big on those, like during the tournament, watching those UConn teams, like her and Taurasi and Swin Cash, like because those teams were beating everybody. it beating everybody ass. So yeah, like it's one of those things where it's like, wow, like I didn't even realize this necessarily, but like they had two of the greatest women's basketball players of all time together on the same team and another W player. And it was mopping the floor with people when I was a kid, I just like something you just follow, like, cause playing middle school basketball and stuff, you'd be like women's team, kind of women's middle school team or whatever else. They would talk about them and I'd kind of be like, oh, okay. Like I knew about Tennessee, I didn't know about UConn, and then you find out about the robbery and everything. It's like you learn that kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, like people that I, colleagues would see what inspired them, and that was kind of cool to keep track of that at the time. So yeah, like it's been 25 fucking years almost of like being around them.
Yep.
And that's one of the cool things about sports.
It's like those are. I was gonna say it's like those are like Gino's like her. You got to add Lobo. Is like two of the three daughters of UConn. Like
yeah.
Oh, that's like who it kind of starts with or whatever. And then Sylvia Fowles. So when Sylvia Fowles was
before you move on, look, obviously Gino's a bigger deal in his particular sport, but is Rebecca Lobo kind of like Gino's like Marcus Camby? It was like I got one, and then all the dominoes fell into place after I got the one.
Yeah, Johnny Dawkins.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sylvia Fowles. So Sylvia Fowles was in college, obviously. The first time I heard of her, she played at LSU with Simone Augustus. And, bro, they used to beat the shit out of these girls, like, in the mid-2000s. So, like, after UConn's pretty much ran it, and, at this time, Tennessee's good, but Candace Parker is going through, like, different injuries or whatever. But, like, the team that steps up, I don't think they win a national title or anything, but they won. It got to the Final Four, I want to say, like, every fucking year. It was her and Simone Augustus. And Sylvia Fowles played like Dwight Howard. Like, all the defense, all the rebounding, all the block shots. Just a huge presence or whatever. Didn't really say much. Got to the league. Carried it over there, became a Hall of Famer there. I believe she played for the Sky. She was part of the Lynx teams, and we're going to talk about the Lynx teams in just a second with Maya Moore. So Maya Moore, obviously another UConn legend. Some people think she's the greatest. She's got a long resume of her own, which could be longer, presumably, if she wanted, but she met that one guy, that man who took her away from the sport. So, in her UConn years, she played with Tina Charles. So that was like, now UConn has all black women now, like, and they beating the hell out of people. Like Gino's got like went the other way with it, and like
I never thought of UConn women's basketball as being like the equivalent of Duke, but that intrigues me now. Might have to look into that.
I mean, it's kind of there. Like, if you think about it, Paige Beckers, Brianna Stewart, Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, Rebecca Lobo.
I just never thought about it.
There's more. And then like all the black chicks, right, that come out of there are kind of like black sheep, except Maya Moore. Like Tina Charles, nobody really talk about her like that. Nafisa Collier, they don't really love her like that. Who else? They do love Maya Moore like that.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. And Maya Moore gave them good reason too, because they rarely lost. They won 2 national titles, I believe, with her. They had an insane winning streak. And this was before they had like 8, W players on the team. Like this was like, it was still relatively competitive.
I think also the sport was less competitive.
Yeah. So, like, I don't think they loaded up in a way to where, because it would be like, okay, Baylor could come out of nowhere and win a national title, or Maryland, or things like that. Stanford. So, like, I think with Maya Moore winning the title as a rookie, she wins 4 WNBA titles. She wins, I believe, 1 MVP. Just a winner on every level. I believe she's from Georgia. And she had an insane high school record of like 131-5, barely lost games at UConn, and then did all that winning. Only played 7 or 8 years in the league, and then did the whole thing where she decided to start fighting for this man's freedom, essentially, and got this man out of jail. Very commendable on that. Women's basketball fans consider that man an enemy of the state. I would walk around like Daft Punk if I were him. But, it's just, Maya Moore, she's a what if, and at the same time, goddamn, like what she did give. So,
but trying to think who else besides her and Fowles, who else was on that team? On those Lynx teams?
Lindsay Whalen.
Oh Jesus. Okay. All right.
They have, and Simone Augustus. They had like 4 players. Like super team culture is the culture in women's basketball.
Yeah.
So it's like I think that's
teams,
another
teams.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's another reason I think the Caitlyn thing broke a lot of people's brains, because it's like, well, she's doing it by herself. Like, damn near.
Yeah.
But yeah. UConn. We'll explore that more off air.
All right.
But so we're running a little behind. So we did have AEW Dynamite. I'm gonna breeze through. But yeah, I'm ready for them to leave Philadelphia at this point.
Yeah.
I've had enough.
Yeah.
I've had enough personally.
Watch Collision on set from Saturday. Watch Dynamite from yesterday, and the crowd is intimate, and because it's intimate, any of these dumbass chants to get over that would die a death on the second chant of it. So like you start getting all these fucking ball chants during the Ricochet and Shelton Benjamin match. It's just like the face to face stuff between Fletcher and Paige, where they're just constantly talking about the fact that he's not wearing socks. Like, grow the fuck up. And then like you see them both, you see both, you even see Paige like, shut the fuck up. Like, you're ruining it. And it was like, remember when they were going to they were on the go home show, they did the face rumble between Moxley and Paige, where they were trying to do the Paul chants with Moxley, and Moxley was like, what are you up doing? Like, yeah, man, gotta get out of here. If you're gonna do that, if you're gonna ruin the segment, let it be a big crowd where the whole crowd, thousands of people, multiple thousands of people agreed to fuck it up, as opposed to like, 24 people decide to fuck it up.
Yeah. I thought that face was really great in spite of that shit. And like Fletcher and Heyman being the main event, man, sign me the fuck up. Yeah. I was ready. Like, just hearing the stuff they were saying to each other, and Kyle Fletcher basically being like, yeah, man, people been telling me I have potential like my whole fucking career. Like, fuck that shit. Like, I'm here to take the crown, essentially. And Heyman's like, yo, I see you because I was you. Mm-hmm. I see myself in you, and I know where you are at this same fucking event. So it's like looking in the mirror, like, and then a son of Ospreay versus a son of Omega. This is going to be fucking incredible. We already know. Look.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Run it up, Jack. Run it up.
Yeah.
I like the match with Hangman Alexander, too.
Yes, liked it a lot. I thought it was better. I liked it a lot more. And even though I liked that first match they had when in Josh Alexander's debut, I thought this match was way past that. Like, bro, some of the bumps they took, like there was a belly-to-belly suplex throw that Paige had where he threw Alexander into the guardrail out on the floor, like on the concrete, and like I think Alexander like landed on his fucking neck. It was rough. Yeah, man, they that was a great match. I thought it was a great match.
We got good MJF in that promo that he cut, where he was essentially saying like, you talking about married, I'm married to the game. Like I kind of popped for that line.
I rolled my eyes. Like, I saw that coming. I'm married. I was like, he's gonna say married to the game, isn't he? Yep, married to the game. Okay. Screaming to the camera intensely, veins popping.
I much prefer this.
Yes, I much prefer this. It's away from the title. So yes. And also, I know they're gonna have a good match.
And I wonder what gimmick they're gonna do, because Moxley and Darby Allin are already doing a coffin match.
They finna have a damn chicken coop match or some shit.
Yeah,
they finna do something nuts.
John Moxley basically gives the incentive for the Young Bucks to get their heads on straight, basically saying, you have all this money. Essentially, do you see the Young Bucks are running this fucking Randolph and Mortimer shit? Like they got
that's what it is in trading places.
That's what this shit is, bro. Like they was taking pictures with the money and shit, and Matt was doing like the money phone or whatever with like a small piece of it, and it's like we're back,
Mortimer.
Yep.
Mortimer, we're back.
Yep.
Damn it! All right.
All the extras take off fucking flying when they see Moxley, and we see the Dark Order in there.
On the wire.
Yeah. We saw Brandon Cutler basically tell the Young Bucks, like, get the fuck out of here. Essentially, we ain't seen that nigga in years.
Yeah, he's like, everyone's so fickle.
Yeah.
Oh man, poor Young Bucks is a blast. Like, I don't know if and when they run out of shit that's gonna amuse me, but they have not yet. We have
Rio and Alex Windsor against Mercedes Moné and Sakura. I thought Rio looked kind of rough. The finishing sequence to this was not good. I thought, look, here we had a question earlier. Will we slander anybody? Rio looked bad in this match, and it looked like real rust. I've never seen Rio look this bad.
The worst I've ever seen her wrestle. Worst I've ever seen her wrestle.
And it was like they were trying to like come up with ways to like hide it, and it just wasn't there. Some nights you have a bad night.
So people used to, people that were doubters of her, or haters or whatever else, would say that her offense didn't look strong, whatever else. But it was like her running and charging strikes were there. She threw the knee and it was not there. I was like, yeah, it was all around. It was an all around rough looking performance for her. The worst I've ever seen her.
I think that she will probably be much better in a singles match at the pay-per-view because
she's gonna have to be.
She has no choice.
Yeah,
I would say because Mercedes is in rare form right now.
Look, you know what happened last time? Someone went out there and had a rough performance with Mercedes in a singles match on the pay-per-view. Last time. You know what happened to the last one?
You heard what happened to the last security guards?
Yeah. So either be what you've always been or sideline.
Ricochet basically challenges Shelton Benjamin to leave all the boys in the back, essentially. Kyle Fletcher did the same thing, or Heyman said the same thing to Kyle Fletcher, basically, I want you one-on-one and all that. Shelton Benjamin responds to him. Oh, never mind. FTR segment with Copeland and Christian. And FTR was about to spark the audience. There was one asshole that is apparently a known wrestling Twitter troll, whatever, that like normally does not like AEW and like says a bunch of inflammatory shit. They were in like both Cash and Dax were like in his face and essentially like trying to egg him on and shit. Man, okay. I don't think they knew who he was, obviously, or anything.
Okay.
But it's just a kind of an irony or whatever. But I like this. I thought this was good. FTR was awesome.
Yes, I'm trying to think what happened. Wasn't there something else that happened besides them going face to face with people in the audience? What else happened?
Stokely complained about a bunch of shit, and he basically was saying, y'all just like me. Y'all don't get no hoes either, essentially.
Yeah.
And the cameraman accidentally bumped.
That's what it was. Yes. He going to face somebody. Dax going to face somebody. I think it's the second, third person he's going to face with in the crowd. And then he bumps the cameraman, and I proceed to die fucking laughing because he bumps the cameraman, and the cameraman takes a back bump, and then the camera ends up on the ground, and I'm like, is this on accident or on purpose? And then it continues like, oh no! They start whooping the camera crew like, oh, this is accident. Oh, this on purpose. This all planted. I love this. Like in recent weeks after they whooped Copeland, I awarded them honorary 8th star for their achievement in the pro wrestling arts and cinema. I was contemplating giving them 9. I think giving them 2 this in 1 year is a bit too much, but that was well done, FTR. FTR getting themselves off the shit list with us, and all it took was them beating the shit out of Adam Copeland. That's all it took.
Amazing. Shortcut.
Look, maybe we're also fickle too.
Look, we're easy to please.
Yeah. Just do shit to pop me. That's all. That's it.
Yep. Hook. They do a damn video with Hook sitting by the fire pit. I'm like, where does this nigga get some fire from?
Where do you get the money for all of this? Tony Khan paying him that much?
New contract.
All right. Tony Khan money alone.
Sure is. Hook basically addressed the comments from Hook and from Joe and Hobbs. He basically said, is the next man up. I get it. It's sports.
No. What he said was, I was upset and salty about it. But then when Joe explained it to me, I got it because, I played sports as next man up. Well, if that was always your mentality, why are you upset to begin with? Fool. Shouldn't you have understand this from the get-go, lacrosse boy?
He said he appreciated their backup, but was it time to stand on his own, or is it? Is he going to put a unit together?
Yeah, and he said at the end, I was like, he's gonna end up a Death Rider.
Yeah. Agent Fletcher is official. They did a Philly street fight with Tony Storm and Sky Blue. Tony Storm paying tribute to the Sandman. The Sandman actually gave her the kendo stick. There was like a video that came out with them. It was funny. She bangs the beer on her head. I enjoyed all of this. Yes. I thought it made me laugh.
She's just... You want to you'd be like, all right, are we done with what she has, stuff she can do? And then she does shit like this. You're like, okay, man, like, I understand. I agree with the complaints that you need to find a successor for her. However, I'm still enjoying the shit she's doing. I really am.
Yeah.
She
made this shit with Sky Blue ridiculous. Yeah,
she's fucking ridiculous. And speaking of that, like she paying homage to Sandman and proceeds to have a match better than Sandman's ever fucking had. with a wrestler that I thought was not good in the match either, and proceed to still have a very good match with her.
Yeah, stables to the clit, as they're saying in the comments.
Yeah.
Not like a high end street fight or anything.
Not at all.
But very, very enjoyable.
Not at all. Like it was like an average street fight, which means you get your 3.5 stars.
No, I didn't hate this. It brought out a big brawl amongst all the ladies. Triangle of Madness, Statlander, making a save, Jamie Hayter, and they're basically trying to build up this 4-way. Very hard to care about.
Yes,
I think Tony's
built up the 4-way where they're teasing the tension between Statlander and Jamie Hayter and Tony Storm as the two things of like these babyfaces don't trust each other. Now, my question for you is this. At Collision, when Jamie Hayter made the save for Tony Storm and Tony Storm said, "Get the fuck away from me," and they mentioned the history, you have to remind me back to I think it's year 2023. How did that end?
So that
did they do the fakes?
Did
they do the Smoz match to get the belt on Tony Storm? Is that the?
That's the last time they interacted.
Okay, so that catches me up. I forgot what it was. I was going to ask you on the show, and then literally it just popped into my mind just now. So, and then Jamie Hayter accidentally clotheslined Statlander during this thing we're just talking about. So there's teasing this. What I really hope is they do the 4-way, they put Statlander in the match just to keep the match hot. They move on with Jamie Hayter. I just want a Jamie Hayter and Tony Storm match. That's what I want. Jamie Hayter's been basically just around for over a year, having a good match here and there, having matches with a 1-on-1 series with Julia Hart, but nothing to sink your teeth into as far as storyline. Well, there's literally nobody else that Tony Storm has wrestled pretty seemingly except for her. So you may as well do this here. After this 4-way match, kind of similar to the Alex Windsor and Mercedes thing, where it's they're going to do a multi-person match. She's not going to get pinned. She's the next contender after that. That's what they should do.
Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale are backstage. Willow's cutting an interview. Harley rolls up on her with the guitar. Cat painted face.
Yes, that's an ongoing thing. I don't like it. I don't hate it. I don't like it.
We don't need to be painting Harley Cameron up. This ain't somebody we're trying to hide how they look. no. Like let her go out there, how as is. Just saying.
I don't know how the cat face paint works as far as like the new form tag team and union of her and Statlander. I don't know what it has to do with anything. It's just like, it's just doing shit just to do it. That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
Like, I know she recently broke her nose, but like, she's not wearing the face mask anymore. So like, I don't, is there a scar? Is there some type of scarring or something she's hiding? I don't know.
Yeah. Basically, it breaks down to Willow basically saying, "Hey, don't trust Statlander," and Willow kind of sounded haterish right here, and it was interesting.
Well, on Saturday, Willer Yuta showed up during their multi-person tag match and got on the apron next to Statlander, whispered something in their ear. Statlander told her to go away. Yuta has, for weeks now, on and off, every other week, been like walking up on Statlander and also Moxie saying, trying to making eyes like the Death Riders want her in the clique. And then at the end of the match, Statlander hit a big move that she could have pinned whoever it was with, and then hit the Yuta safety belt pin instead. So it's like, clearly that's still going on. So that's the whole thing, is like Carly Cameron is trying to convince the heroes to link back up, and that whole will they won't they between Statlander and Willow, and Willow's like, Harley, you need to,
I done been there, done that.
And also you need to keep your head on the swivel because she looks like she's about to turn heel. But Harley don't know no better.
Let's say if it's one thing that Willow Nightingale, Eternal Happy Person, knows is when somebody ain't feeling happy. She detects the symptoms of like when how like in Walking Dead be like, yeah, bro, I can tell you've been bit essentially by a goddamn zombie. Essentially, you about to turn. Like, I think Willow be getting the same sensibilities when motherfuckers about to turn heel. She be like, you ain't pure. I see it in your eyes.
Like Benny see if I can feel it in the air. She looking out the windows.
Yes. She's smelling like The Rock. Like I smell you. So, AEW Unified Championship Tournament announced. Now, I hate all of this fucking shit.
Tell a story. Just tell a story.
Like, this shit is so dumb and has kind of otherized.
It just came out of nowhere.
Already.
It came out of nowhere. It is one of those, we don't know what to do with these two. We don't know what to do with all these people that don't speak English as their first language. That's what it screams to me.
And also, it's like, what's the rush? Like with Okada and Takeshita, like we know Takeshita is about to win the IWGP belt, coming up soon, right? They want to get them in the ring right now, or whatever, to set something else up later on or whatever. But I'm like, why don't we just do a tag match, put Rocky Romero with Kazuchika Okada, and then give Takeshita a tag partner? It doesn't fucking matter who it is. It could be somebody in the Don Callis family. It could be a fucking handicap match and just have him pin Rocky. Like, I don't care. Like, or a tag match, and tell him to do a super tag match at pay-per-view and basically pin Rocky and then be like, yo, what's up? And then be like, essentially lay the groundwork that, yeah, nigga, the C2 is going to be Okada and Takeshita, and save it there. Putting them in the ring early ahead of time and then like putting somebody else in there just to take the pin, this does nothing for me. And it's like, I don't want to see a three-way match with the beef already between Okada and Takeshita. You're cutting the brick. I don't want this.
So my question for you is, like, for the better match, do you put Mortals in or do you put in Dorada? Because I think you kind of put Dorada in there, right?
Yeah, I think you got to do that because he can fly at least,
right.
Like, and
that's why I said it. That's why
either those guys can catch him. So
yeah, right.
But yeah, man, it's like pick your luchador that's going to get pinned here, and it's like
it's going to be one of them.
Because like Takesha's fighting Anthony Bowens, he's not going to fucking lose.
Right.
Okada's fighting Michael Oku on Saturday.
Right.
He's not going to lose Michael Oku.
Yeah, both those matches are Collision, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Dynamite match is Dorada versus Mortos. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, and the winners are going to be a three-way match at All Out. So, I think this is really
the
bad.
winner on Dynamite gets the right to get pinned by Takeshita or by Okada. That's just really what it comes down to. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Very bad.
It's just one of those things. Like we got to get a match on, and we ran out of time. We just didn't even think about it until now. So let's put it out there now. Cool.
$500,000.
Like the match is gonna be awesome, but it's like y'all didn't put no thought into trying to build this like y'all could have.
And it's like it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be over like that. $500,000 tag team match: Death Riders and the Young Bucks taking on Bandito and the Ops. I think it ends with Bandito getting pinned by one of the Bucks.
Yeah.
Tons of action in this.
Yes.
Just like this made me want to be like, okay, there should be one AEW match a week. There should be like at Collision every week. We know the main event is a 5-on-5 match, and wrestlers are doing shit all week to get in this match or whatever. And it's like this holds all the most over people. Like this felt like this should be its own genre, essentially. Like this should be like a stock match now. Like, yeah, there's always a 5-on-5 match, and it's an honor to be in that 5-on-5 match.
So, match hasn't been announced yet, but because the Young Bucks both won $250,000 apiece, I'm assuming they're going to show up Big Money Young Bucks on either Collision or Wednesday and be like, we're going to challenge Bandito. We're going to get Young Bucks Bandito match, right? We have to get
I think we're going to get that. Yeah, I think we're going to get Young Bucks Bandito again. Yeah. And be like, we'll put our money on the line against your titles and shit like that.
You going to keep these niggas broke, huh?
Did they lose their money?
Damn it. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah. After that, Daniel Garcia jumps in the ring. There's a big schmoz. Darby Allin runs out and all that.
Babyface getting their ass whooped. Yeah.
Yeah. Darby Allin comes out there fucking everybody up. Then a motherfucker in a black hoodie jumps out, and immediately I'm just like, another black hoodie reveal. And I'm like, who the fuck is that? And I was like, Garcia. I was like, oh, all right. Yeah. Daniel Garcia like has become somebody's son once again, just like how Will Yuta was a son to these niggas. And these niggas are forever the little niggas, bro. Yeah. They're forever the little niggas. Yeah. Like, they will never be on their own. Like, I don't.
Look, I agree with what you're saying, but you got to remember, they put Dan Garcia in like 3 months straight of Dynamite main events at one point. It just never took. And I'm not saying I'm not saying he's not a wrestler I enjoy watching. I enjoy the way he wrestles. It's just the crowd doesn't see him at that level.
It ain't that level.
Yeah. They don't see him at that level. They see him at a TNT title sort of level.
I don't even know if they saw him as that because it's TNT title reign.
By the time he wanted the title, by the time he won it, they had shipped that shit off the TNT. Or sorry, to Collision. Like, that's a Collision belt, so he was kind of fucked in that situation. But like they saw, like they had opportunities, man. Like when they did the shit with you know his involvement with the MJF and Ospreay stuff the summer last year. And the way they wrote him off TV and brought him back, and then they had MJF beat him, and then he got him back with his little, you know, his little piece he got. His leaving, he gonna leave here with some was the Tombstone thing. Was like, all right, was he ever get the rematch? No, okay, cool. Thanks, MJF. Awesome.
That was it.
Yeah.
I think that's when people stop believing. Now this is a pivot, and it's like, all right, it's a cool pivot for him because people are into the idea of it and stuff like that.
And also
and maybe
these matches with Moxley, like that match was better than the one he had on TV with him. From the one from Saturday was even better than the one he had a couple weeks ago on Dynamite. Like it's this fucking guy has something. He's almost there. He's this close to beating Moxley. Moxley has to escape out the back door with a roll up pin, with a tricky roll up pin to get him out of there. And it's like, all right, man, like this is if he's ever going to like get a higher level than this, it's going to have to be as a heel because he's kind of tapped out at this particular iteration as a babyface. People don't buy him as he's going to win the big one as a babyface, so he's going to have to go an even longer route.
He's going to like be somebody that's around for 10 years. Like it's not going to be like a Kyle Fletcher, like where he's ready right the fuck now or whatever. It's like he's going to have to be around for years and years and years. And by the time like you just look up and it's like, oh, like people like Bret Hart have had these kind of roads. Shawn Michaels have had these kind of roads where it's like, nah, bro, you're not ready to necessarily be the man in 1991, Shawn Michaels. Like, you gotta be around longer or whatever. It's just a longer road. And I think Garcia is one of those guys. Wheeler Yuta is one of those guys. Like, and I think a lot of people wanted them to go up in the same way. Like, you know, I was big on Sammy Guevara and stuff like that. But I think Sammy Guevara is way better than Garcia was, like, relatively, like, to what he achieved. And like,
I think he's a better wrestler, but I think the crowd has cared about Garcia more for most of the career in AEW. Is that fair? Not saying that. But that's what I feel like I've observed.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess for me, when I see guys do when they become the little homies, I'm not necessarily a fan of it.
I agree. Like, you need someone to become an intern apprenticeship, but it's like, well, the alternative outside of you become a little homie is you pick up a tag rope, and it's like, do you want him to face Hurt Business? Hurt Syndicate?
Brother.
Because even other top tag teams in this division don't want to face Hurt Syndicate.
It's going to be interesting now. The Hurt Syndicate are quasi baby faces now. They're flipped for this month. And FTR and the Young Bucks are just both heels in their own universes, kind of running like a parallel race. Yeah. Like, we're going to do awesome shit. We're going to do awesome shit. We ain't never really got to fight right now or anything. We'll save that or whatever. But they're just like, you know, give it to Brodito. Let them do their thing. So Jet Speed, and then, you know, Tommy Billington and Adam Priest, stuff like that. Like, there's different stuff going on.
Forgot to mention this. Adam Priest, High Draws Hall of Fame.
Oh, that man got him up by the nipple, dog.
He got a back brace on or a weight belt. They way up there. I ain't seen
wearing a back brace this week.
Say again.
I've been wearing a back brace this week.
What happened?
Bro, my back be coming and going on me about how it be acting up. Probably since like the end of last year. And end of last year was really bad. I would probably say like the last like week or so, maybe 2 weeks, it's just been like awful. I got a back brace Sunday, I want to say. I started wearing it. I was like, man, this kind of actually makes it feel like tolerable or whatever.
Okay.
And you know, it's just been going to the gym more, and then I did upper body, I was doing arms. I got that DMOS shit, like the like all this shit right here, all fucked up, all sore. Like
muscle soreness. Okay.
Yep. So I got all that shit going on. So I'm doing no upper body. I skipped the gym today, and I'm doing lower body tomorrow. But I went and bought protein today. Like, I got me some oatmeal rich.
You've been working out with no protein? That's the problem right there.
Yep.
You are tearing your muscle fibers. You are not putting anything in your body to restore them. Yes. Yep. You running on E. Yep. You killing yourself.
And I'm out there bench pressing this shit. Like, I was like, nah. I was out here curling dumbbells like a fool, like too heavy. It was like, man. Nah. So
that is not the way, brother.
So like, I woke up. I don't know. I think it was yesterday. I was,
and when I say not the way, I mean WHEY. That is not the way.
I was doing these one curls, like, I guess where you just put one across your body like this. I know that's what fucked it up. Like, because that's the move. I could feel it like activating. I'm like, So I after this show, I'm going to make myself one of those protein drinks.
This nigga forearms on fire. Well, I mean, the good news is like,
and the biceps.
Yeah. So at least the good news is, like, a lot of people, like most things when you digest it, like if you go to sleep on a certain time, like your body will just like won't process it properly. Protein shakes is not like that. Your body will process that no matter what time of day you consume it. So you should be good.
Yeah. Yeah, but as far as like niggas becoming little homies, like I said, like,
I agree.
It's rare they break out of it, and it's just like it's like, all right, bro.
Yeah. Remember years ago?
You better hope they care about you.
Yeah. Remember 2000? Was it 2000? Like around 2022, I was like, hey man, Garcia and Guevara need to be a tag team. Never happened. Guevara and Jericho should be a tag team. Los Sex guys, they never went full time with it. It was always something in the way. The tag rope can save your career. People just act like they got to be singles acts. Like, do you think Brody King is going to die on the vine now that he's been with Brody and been in Brodito, or do you think once that dissolves, he's going to be getting looks in the singles division again? Don't you think he's going to call? Don't you think he's going to call the Continental Classic again?
Yeah, I was going to say he at least like is a lock for the Continental Classic,
right? Folks gotta stop being so stuck on
embrace the vision.
On I gotta be a singles act. Like, this is not WWE, where if you are in a tag team division, you're in the tag team, you ain't gonna get shit. But you gotta use it as utility for, all right, I'm not hot right now. This is how I stay afloat until I can find the next thing to do. Right? Swerve Strickland became a multi-millionaire by using this strategy. Maybe you could too.
Yeah. It's a blueprint already laid. You follow the footsteps.
Kyle Fletcher was a tag guy until his tag partner got hurt. Opportunity came a knocking. Now he's in a title match at pay-per-view.
It could be you.
It's not an emotion. Don't see it as that.
So, we'll be back next week with the preview for All Out. We'll talk about the whole show then.
Yeah.
But I don't have anything else.
Okay. That's the end of the show, y'all. Thanks for listening. Be sure to rate us on whatever app you're using to listen to this with. If you're watching from the stream, be sure to go to the show notes when the show is up and go to the Red Circle link. You donate there. And also be sure to check out Chop Tees, our store in Chop Tees, and pick up some merch there. And also listen to the other shows on the network. Besides One Nation Radio, you have Keepin It Strong Style, Tunnel Talk, the Trish and Sarah Wrestling Podcast, All Things Elite, AEW Match Guide, Imps, Adventures, and Wrestle Art with Chris Things. Thanks for listening, y'all. Later.
Peace, y'all.